We are looking at today Section 8. Section 8 is converting between metric and customary measurements. So when we're looking at converting between metric and customary, you will be given, let me write this down, you will be given a chart with the conversions. So when you're on the computer and you're doing problems with the conversions, you're going to be given those. So let me come here and I'll show you. So when we are on the assignments in section 8, okay, and we only have 12 questions in this section, so we don't have many to do here. But when we're doing the conversions, you're going to see where you will be given the conversion amounts that you're going to use in a chart. And sometimes people don't see where that chart is, so I want to make sure I pulled that up so you could see that. So here we're converting 137 milliliters to fluid ounces. Here it says click the icon to view a table of conversion. So this little blue box here, when I click on that, it's going to give me a window that appears that has the conversion. So I'm going from milliliters to fluid ounces. Remember, we either have length, capacity, which is volume, or weight. So in this case, fluid ounces in liters is capacity. So what we would be doing is we would be using this conversion where we see milliliter and we see fluid ounces. So let me show you how we set these up. When we did customary conversions, if you recall, you were given a number, and I called it the given unit. That is whatever they gave you as the first item that you're going to convert to. We took that and we put it over a 1. And then we're going to be converting it to a new unit. We don't have a number for that yet. Beneath the new unit for the denominator, we're going to need to still use that same given unit. What happens then is the numbers that we put here are going to come from the conversion chart. So we're going to plug in numerals here and here. What happens is the given units, since one's in the numerator, one's in the denominator, they cancel out, and you end up with your answer. And with the answer, you have that new unit that is left. So let's use this particular example that we have in this first problem, and I'm going to set it up that same way. So what I have in this one is we are given 137 milliliters, and we're going to go to fluid ounces. So 137 milliliters. I'm going to take that number in the given unit and put it over 1. They want me to convert it to fluid ounces. That is my new unit. So on the bottom, since the new unit is fluid ounces, my given unit was the milliliters. They gave me the chart here, and when I look back at the chart, I went to capacity. We got liter, quart, liter, gallon, liter, quart. Here's milliliter, fluid ounces. So beside the milliliter, I'm going to put 29.57. So here's milliliter. I'm going to put 29.57. Next to fluid ounces is the number 1. So here I'm going to put the number 1. So the numbers that go here came from the chart. The milliliters cancels out. So 137 times 1 is 137. 1 times 29.57 is 29.57. Now what I need to do is I'm going to have to divide those numbers to simplify. So I've got 137 divided by 29.57. That gives me 4.6330. 4.63307. What I have to do is go back to the problem, and I need to look here because we have 137 milliliters is how many fluid ounces. In the parenthesis, they tell us how far to round. Here it says round to 2 decimal places. So when I come back to the number that I wrote down, because I wrote several digits, when it says round 2 places, we go 1, 2. We look at that third number to determine if it rounds up or stays the same. Wait a minute. So there's our 1, 2 digits. So the 3 makes that 3 stay the same. So my final answer is going to be 4.63 fluid ounces. I recommend write this little piece at the top on like a note card or on the top corner of your notebook, and use this as a reference as you're setting up each of your problems. I'm going to pull up one of the problems that's written in your workbook. This problem has 86 miles. I'm going to put that over 1, and they want me to convert it to kilometers. So my new unit is kilometers. My given unit was miles. I'm just going to come back to this page that I was just on here that has the conversions, and I'm going from miles to kilometers. So that's a length. So this is a meter to a yard, meter to a foot, kilometer to a mile. Now, if you notice, kilometer and mile are up here 2 times. Technically, you can use either one. When you're on the computer, however, I recommend use the first one you get to as you look down the list. For some reason, whoever did the answer key on the computer didn't calculate both answers. They're similar, but the numbers are off by a smidge because they had to round the 0.62 when they rounded the 1.61. Those numbers are rounded, so they're not exactly the same, but they're very close. So when you're on the computer, look down and find the first pair. So I'm going to use the 1 kilometer and the 0.62 miles. So 1 beside the kilometer, 1 beside the kilometer, and a 0.62 with the miles. The miles are going to cancel out, and I have 86 times 1 is 86. 1 times a 0.62 is 0.62. I do need to reduce that, so that's going to be 86 divided by a 0.62, and that gives me 138.709. 138.709. And here it asks me to round to the nearest hundredths. So let's count our place value. Tenths place, hundredths place. This time they didn't say 2 decimal places, they said the hundredths place. So you have to be sure you remember those values, tenths, hundredths. So it is the third number we look at. And so for this final answer, we're going to have 138 point. The 9 makes this 0 go up to a 1. And my unit, that new unit, is the kilometers. Okay, let me do another one. Let's do 1,000 grams to ounces. 1,000 grams. I'm going to put that over 1, and I'm going to convert that to ounces. So on the bottom is going to be grams. Let me go back to my conversion chart, and let's look here on the computer for the grams to ounces. That's going to be the weight. So we have kilogram and pound. Here is my gram and ounce. So I'm going to use that first one. 1 gram is a 0.04 ounce. So here, 1 goes beside gram. The decimal 0.04 goes with the ounce. The gram and the gram cancel. For this one, I'm going to do 1,000 times 0.04. And then here's 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 is just 1. 1,000 times 0.04 is going to give me 40. So I have 40 over 1, which is just 40. And my new unit is the ounces. Let me come back here on the computer part. Let me close this one out and let me go over a couple of questions. Everything that you have here is going to be from one system to the other. Here's 51 inches to centimeters. So we're going to do 51 inches, put that over 1. We're going to convert to centimeters. Put our given unit inches on the bottom. We're going to look at the conversion chart. Pull that up, and we're looking for inches to centimeters. That's length. So my inches and centimeters is right here. 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch. So 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch. The inch and the inch cancel out. 1 times 1 is just 1. I'm going to do 51 times 2.54. And that gives me 129.54. 129.54. That divided by 1 is still 129.54. I'm going to look and see if they wanted me to round. It says round to 2 decimal places. And this problem only went 2 decimal places. So all I need to do now is just add centimeters there at the end. So everything that you're looking at here in this section is going to be converting from one to the other. Here's a kilometer to a mile. 95 kilometers to miles. So 95 kilometers, put it over 1. We're converting to miles. Put the unit kilometer on the bottom. Let's come back to here and look at our chart. I want to take the first one I have. 1 kilometer is a 0.62 mile. 1 kilometer is a 0.62 mile. Kilometers are going to cancel. We have just a 1 on the bottom. 95 times a 0.62 gives me 58.9. And that divided by 1 is still 58.9. And when I look at the problem, they say round to 2 places. It only went 1 place, so we would just leave it there, but we would still write our unit for miles at the end. And that's it. So everything that you're doing in this section, as I said, I want you to reference this chart here, have it jotted down. And if you set it up that way, like here, you had to divide, and then on some of the others, here you divided, this one it was just multiplying. And then when you're dividing by 1, the number stays the same. So by using that format to set it up, which you've already used with customary, it just makes everything really foolproof and simple to do.